All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Ha Rakah Kudash, double honors to our apostles and elders which rule great millstone wow. Shalom to the hopeful elect, may you endure into the end. Shalom wa abab ball. So this is another article. This is from the Denver Right, pertaining to Denver, Colorado. Right, and this is just another FEMA camp that they're opening. A Navajo Street industrial building will be replaced with 187 income restricted homes for indigenous people. Which you know, this 187 has a special meaning in the so-called white man's world. Alright, 187 is a number symboling murder. Alright, and it's not just in the slang, but it's actually in their police code, 187. Okay? Police code 187, section 187, often referring to in slang simply as 187 of the California Penal Code, defines the crime of murder. Alright, so this is what their intentions are. They're going to murder the Native American Indians that they get to go inside this place. Alright, this is their intentions according to biblical prophecy. Alright, 2nd Ezra 15:10. Let me try that again. Second Ezra 15:10. Behold, my people, which are the Israelites, is led as a flock to the slaughter. Alright? So they're going to slaughter the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian that have been scattered throughout the world. It says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, dealing with America. America is spiritual Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right? So he's going to destroy all the land of America. But first, alright, it's going to be plagued like ancient Egypt. Okay? And the nuclear destruction that takes place to destroy America from the face of the earth comes after the MOTB, the implantable RFID microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling, which I've done some reading on, and there is reports of them implanting a microchip inside the body of the homeless, all right, for health reasons, behavioral reasons, all right. So they're pushing everyone to be homeless, and in Colorado itself, I'm dealing with Colorado because this is dealing with Colorado, but it's going to be nationwide, all right. Homelessness is a crime, and what they're going to do is they're going to put you in these FEMA camps and mandate that you have that implantable microchip put inside your body, or you're going to be killed. All right? It says this in Revelation 13. Now I'll start at 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. The two horns like a lamb is the Republican and the Democrat. And he spake as a dragon, meaning he speaks draconian law into effect, presidential executive orders. And what they're going to do is they're going to make it mandatory that you have this or be killed. It says in verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, so to activate the system of the New World Order. And the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't participate in their New World Order by taking that device, the MOTB, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling, that you should be killed. And cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which is the charagma, the implantable microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling, which they're going to have to cut your skin with a needle to place an implantable microchip, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That man is the ruling class of the so-called white man, which they call themselves the Illuminati. And his number is 666, 666, which goes back to the Greek alphabet, which the Greek Edomites, were so-called Caucasians. And you got to remember, they branded their slaves, which were Israelites. So then that branding developed into a barcode system, which on every item you purchase, there's a barcode. And every barcode actually has the bar that's in the beginning and the bar in the end and the bar in the middle, each equals 6. So that's 666 in the barcode. Now they want to put that barcode in your body, on an implantable microchip. That'd be the new modern day branding, for the modern day slave, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling for their slaves. And their slaves is pertaining to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which been scattered throughout the world in slavery. And that's why it tells you in, let me go to the other Bible app. It tells you here in Zechariah 13, verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. And the so-called white man is the sword of the Lord. So that's who's going to get the job done, is the so-called white man. He's going to put to death majority of the Israelites. But the third shall be left therein. So the 1/3 that are associated with the elect will be saved. And I will bring the third part through the fire of adversity, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. It says, verse 2 of Zechariah 14, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. Jerusalem is pertaining to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which have been scattered throughout the world of slavery. But this one is actually dealing with the ones that are in America. And the cities shall be taken, where they're going to be taken and put inside these FEMA camps. And I was watching a news article on these, and they're popping up all over Denver metro area, only within 15 minutes of each other. It says, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. So while they got these foreign troops coming in, the UN troops, the NATO troops coming in, they're going to take whoever they come across to these FEMA camps. And if you go into there, they're going to require that you have an implantable microchip put inside your body or die, which is Jacob's trouble. And at the same time, the women they come across, they're going to rape them. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. So let's see what he does to his enemies. It says in verse 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth, which is a nuclear destruction. All right, when they make this device, the implantable microchip mandatory for buying and selling, that's going to kick off the Great Tribulation. And pretty much immediately after that, nuclear destruction of America, which the Lord tells you that he's going to gather us in Matthew 24 and 28, 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened and the moon shall not give her light. So what kicks off that tribulation? Them making that device, the implantable MOTB, mandatory for buying and selling. And the stars shall fall from heaven, nuclear destruction, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, which you're going to have the ruling class, which call themselves Illuminati, hidden in their bunkers. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Yahushai will return from heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. The clouds of heaven are the so-called UFOs, with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, which is going to be pretty much when they persecute us. All right, the Lord is going to gather us. Revelation 11:11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai entered into them, starting with Abba Bivens, and they stood upon their feet, which we are doing today, starting with the apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Wow, which learned under the elders of One West. It says, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, talking about the heathen, starting with the so-called white man, the red devil the Bible speaks of. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them, because our enemies are going to try to kill us. Revelation 13, verse 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. All right? When he returns, every knee is going to bow. The ones that are written in the book of the Lamb, written in the book of life, all right, those are the ones that are going to be saved, the Israelites that are going to be saved, starting with the elect. Revelation 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, come up hither, which it will be in Hebrew. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So they're going to see us. All right. It says, and the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part, which is America, of the city fell like lightning. Okay, in Obadiah it says Isaiah 14 says that Lucifer fell like lightning, which is talking about the elite. They're gonna go into slavery like lightning. All right, 1 minute they're ruling, next minute they're in slavery. It says, and in the earthquake were slain of seven. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, which seven means completion. So every man that is in America in a bunker, whatever, you're gonna die here in a lake of fire. Every woman, every child. It says, and the remnant were affrighted because we're gonna be taken up in the last minute, and gave glory to Yahweh, the power of heaven, through his son Yahushai. And the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And this is going to take place at that third woe. America is going to be destroyed by 200 million nuclear missiles, and they're going to be fired upon by their allies, the European Union, and even their enemies, Russia, China. All these countries are going to shoot nukes on this whore, America, Babylon the Great, who are to be destroyed. All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Ha, Rakah Kudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, which rule great millstone wow, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abba.